Yeah. Like
So
almost not be unnatural. Do natural things.
do natural
And
things.
do natural things. And
Yeah,
like in the Bible it says, "Be still," and that's what you're sharing is the fact
exactly.
of
Be
finding
still.
that inner quiet, be still, and a lot of times it's in the space of stillness is where you're going to get that creativity, where you get those thoughts to clear out, the imagination flourishes. Now you become in the flow, and they say
Not
the
not
word
only
flow.
that, not only that, but it creates a healthier landscape for you. You are healthier inside because we are made of energy particles, right? And our physical form is all energy when you bring it down to the tiniest particle. It's all
Yeah, something's
energy.
always moving, right? Something's always
Something
moving.
is
The
always moving.
wrinkles, the fat cells, all the stuff. Nothing's staying still. In other words, we would look like babies, right, at 90, but
Yes.
it doesn't work that way. Something's always shifting.
Always shifting, and it's always different. But we're not always comfortable with differences, right?
Hmm.
So it's a matter of us knowing that life is an ever shifting uh, plateau, and we
Hmm.
must
Hmm.
we must get used to it constantly shifting in our
Hmm.
habitats, in our habitual patterns, in the ways that we do things in life, because that's the beauty of why we are here and given this body is to move around in
Hmm.
on earth and not
But
become
but but
stagnant.
yeah. But think about it. Stagnant is not good. Even if
No.
you let's say if you get a cut on your finger, you literally see it moving into healing. It moves. It
Yes.
doesn't just heal overnight
Mm-hmm.
in 3 seconds. It literally is a movement that happens. Some type of progress is happening. Some type of flow is happening, and then we heal. We know, of course, the healing happens. So it's yes, stagnant is not being still doesn't mean stagnant.
But that's what healing is. Healing
Mm.
is movement. Healing is bringing more light particles and movement into your being. So if I have a cut on my
Mm.
finger, I go into the process immediately of okay, I feel the pain. Let's feel the pain and let's honor the pain for what has just occurred. And then from there, I began the process of opening and expanding, and all of that is a healing process right there of honoring and becoming awake to, okay, I'm in the process of now healing. It's already happening. And I am going to love myself no matter what that healing is. And I forgive myself for cutting my finger or whatever other type of healing we need to do within us. And instead of saying, oh, gosh darn it, I cut my finger, and
Mhm.
it's
Thinking.
all, the fault of blah, blah, whatever. And, we could put blame on it and create, all of those stories and dramas. Or we could go the other path of, okay, well, I'm going to give forgiveness. I'm going to, come into my place of stillness and allow the flow of blood and healing to happen.
Staying positive. Really,
Being
what's the
positive.
choice? Staying positive.
Yeah.
Staying positive and definitely ensuring that you're not making it, because a lot of times I've shared this with others that they would ask me, Carla, how do you deal with how do you deal with, like, say, challenges or circumstances? Of course, being that I'm faith based, that I would say my prayer and connect to that part of me, that understanding that whatever's going to happen to my body, there is a part that I can control and there's a part I can't control. I understand that. But at the same time, I've learned that the way we think can actually have a negative effect on how we heal and what happens to us. So if we're going through a certain challenge, I don't say, I tell them to take out the negatives. Take out, take out the negatives, take out the adjectives. So if you're having a day, if you're having a long day, to me, I just say I'm having a day. That way, it helps me to stay in a space of positivity versus, oh my God, I'm having a long day, and it just saying and hearing myself saying that tenses me up. How
Of
about just
course.
having a day? I'm just having a day. And
Well,
I've learned that how we speak to ourselves makes a big difference of how our body reacts to what it is that we're saying and how we're thinking.
our thought forms are things, even
Hmm.
though they're not visible to the human eye.
Thoughts
They
are
are
things.
thoughts are things, and they exist in our consciousness. Every time we think a thought, it goes out there and it ripples out, just as if you were to drop a stone inside a lake and watch it ripple out. And how far it goes, we don't really know. Same with our
Hmm.
thoughts. Those thoughts go out. Where do they go? It could go beyond the universe. We don't know. We don't have,
Just think
that.
positive. Think
So,
positive.
so the idea is we need to stay positive in order for us to balance life. It's about that balance, that
Hmm.
harmonious place within us that is completely in harmony with everything. And
And
yeah, go ahead.
and it's not like you're not gonna feel pain or you're not gonna be upset. It's not like you won't go through the different various emotions. It's being having that awareness to know that even though those emotions are there, you still are aware of it and you have control over it in a sense, versus letting things get out of hand, getting
Right.
over angry, over that. Yes. So you do your best. Of course, that's the healthy aspect, of understanding that it is important to know that those emotions do exist and then you will go through it. If you're a human being and you live this life, you will be sad one day, you will be upset one day, you will be mad about something. But staying in that state of being angry at something or someone is not going to be helpful to you or your health. So somewhere you have to get yourself back into the, like you said, balance of learning to understand there is a time that you're just going to have to release it and detach from it and move forward. If
Yeah.
not, it can actually be detrimental to your health.
We are actually here to learn about what
Mm-hmm.
feelings do for us, right? Are we
Mm-hmm.
thriving with fear, or are we thriving with love? So we are here to learn that. It's a part of our process of evolution, of learning the how our emotions either feed us and nourish us, or
Yeah.
you know take a part of
Yeah.
us. So why not explore that if that's really why we're meant to be here, rather than shoving it in a closet and not looking at it and causing yourself more discomfort.
Yeah. So Julia, let me ask you this: how do you see with when you're working with someone, like what does success look like for you or for that person as you're working with someone to be able to, self-love and connecting more within who they are, or within, starting a journey of healing? How do you work that into knowing that this is a successful process?
Well, since the time of my existence here, I am an empathic individual, and that's a gift that I've been given to be able to feel and sensate. So when I was young, I would feel and sensate individuals, and it was very uncomfortable because I didn't know, I wasn't trained with my abilities to feel and sensate the world, which all of us have the ability to do. So, what I did was learn how to feel. So, when I'm with a client, I can actually feel what is going on within them when they're speaking their issues or whatever is going on in their lives.
Hmm.
And then from there, maybe I'll stop them and say, hold on a second. Here is an opportunity to open up to whatever you had just explained to me and perceive it in another direction. Instead of seeing it as a limiting point of view, we can see this as an opportunity to open. Perhaps it's a treasure behind that door that we are feeling. So when I feel kind of like a clench or a stop or a constriction happening in my own body, that is telling me that someone else is having the same sensation. And so I stop at that moment and I give it a voice and embrace it.
So share with, because we have those in the audience who are not familiar with the word empath. You say you're an empath. What is an empath?
As simple as it is, it's a highly sensitive being who can feel, who can
So,
feel on many levels, from a
so you,
physical
if
level to an
a person is in
emotional
pain,
level. If a
okay.
person is in pain, that empath might be able to attune to that pain, depending on their level of sensitivity. So, for instance, if my family is in pain, I can feel that. Whether I do something with that, it's up to me to empower myself to move that energy through me. And then when I do that, it actually opens the other person. So we're all interconnected. There is no separation. We're all one. And when we realize that we all have those seeds of oneness, then we can realize, oh, I can train my sensitivity to understand that I am a being that can expand. I am a being that can feel and not be numb to the world, right? I am a being that is sensitive, that is loving and caring and sharing. We all have these qualities. It's just a matter of us practicing a certain way of being. And this is what I'm training others to be the most that they can be with all the unique abilities that they have.
So is that a connection to, because if you're saying empath, I hear the word empathy.
Yes, there
So
is.
being empathetic with others. So you're
Yes,
teaching others to be more empathetic
and
with others,
compassionate.
with and compassionate with who they are, or who's around them, or who they're leading.
Oh, yes. So the inner landscape of us begins to mimic the outer landscape, and they begin to resonate with each other and play a little dance. They dance with each other. But it doesn't happen if we're one-sided. We start becoming polarized, right? And the inside and the outside start playing a different game of push and shove, which is very interesting because I do it with a kind of a drop of curiosity of, okay, you've played this game of push and shove for who knows how long. Let's see what happens when you come over here and play the game with just opening that inner self. What happens? And they begin to realize, oh my goodness, I can't believe I've been holding on to that one thought for so long in my body, or that one belief inside my
Yeah.
body for so long.